richer than all y'all broke haters. This female kitchen is bigger than your whole entire living room, and I got 4 more houses. This costs more to your rent. My toilet costs more to your rent. Everything in my bathroom costs more to your rent. And see, this is my closet. Everything here be designer. Gucci, Louis, Versace. All y'all broke ass haters. Y'all ain't doing it like Lil Tay. This is why all y'all fucking haters hate me. This shit cost me $200,000. I'm only 9 years old. I ain't got no license, but I still drive this sports car. Your favorite rapper ain't even doing it like Lil Tay.
Go back and say like, no, you broke ass bitch.
Lil Tay be popping on YouTube right now.
No. Redo. You need to be like more ignorant. You have to be like, ooh, Lil Tay out here.
You still irrelevant, like I said last time. What do I say?
You're not fucking dropping no fucking links.
Get the f out of my room. I don't care about your household. This is my room.
You're not
I'll take you outside. Maybe when I drop the link, we can finally get his ass some shampoo. You want to be able to afford some shampoo? Well, let's with this link that I'm dropping tomorrow.
Y'all saying, Lil Tay, why'd you drop the link for your 18th birthday? You don't need to ask dumbass questions. Can I ask you a question? Why your mama make you so ugly?
5 years and y'all still broke. The GOAT is back. 5 years and I'm still the youngest one out. Yo hating ass bitches were hating on me when I was 9 years old. Talking all this shit when you don't fucking know me. So stop fucking talking. You did not come up. You had 5 years to come up and you didn't.
You remember the pint-sized tornado who bragged that her toilet cost more than your rent? 7 years later, that same voice just banked a reported $1 million in 3 hours by launching an adults-only account the minute the clock struck 18. How does a child who once flexed Lamborghinis end up auctioning off her own privacy at midnight sharp? Was this all part of a master plan, or did viral fame chew her up and leave her with only one way to cash out? Stay with me because I've got the deleted tweets, the death hoax receipts, and the live stream audio that proves someone has been pulling strings from day one.
Go back and say like, no, you broke ass bitch.
By the end, you might wonder whether the most disturbing thing about Lil Tay's saga is her latest stunt, or the army of grown-ups who counted down the seconds, credit cards in hand. She blasted onto the scene in early 2018, a pint-sized bundle of swagger who claimed she was 9, roared that her toilet cost more than your annual rent, and waved $100 bills from the driver's seat of someone else's Lamborghini. Clips racked up millions overnight, but one detail kept slipping through the gold-rimmed cracks. Nothing in those videos actually belonged to Lil Tay. The mansions were listings her real estate agent mom was showing. The supercars were borrowed. Even the script was outsourced. Proof spilled when a raw, behind-the-scenes recording surfaced. Her older brother barking, "Be louder, be more ignorant, call them broke."
Go back and say like, no, you broke ass bitch.
Lil Tay be popping on YouTube right now.
No. Redo. You need to be like more ignorant. You have to be like, ooh, Lil Tay out here.
You still irrelevant, like I said last time. What do I say?
While she reset the shot like a child actor hitting her mark. In a single leak, the youngest flexer of the century was exposed as a 9-year-old reciting lines for likes, and the internet's love-hate fascination shifted to outrage over child exploitation. Brands ghosted, comment sections turned toxic, and the camera that once minted instant status suddenly went dark. But silence rarely signals an ending in influencer land. It just means the next stunt needs bigger stakes. And that's exactly what came next. The viral high life collapsed almost as fast as it blew up. Once that coaching clip leaked, fingers started pointing in every direction. Her realtor mom, Angela Tian, was accused of borrowing listing mansions and luxury cars as ready-made sets, while big brother Jason kept tightening the strings behind the camera. Dad, Christopher Hope, a Vancouver attorney, stepped in next. He filed for custody, calling the act child exploitation and demanding Tay disappear from social media until she could process a normal childhood. A judge eventually sided with him, dragging Tay into a cross-border tug-of-war that bled through tabloids for months and racked up a reported $275,000 Canadian dollars in legal fees and back support. But the internet loves a villain, and Tay's camp painted Dad as one. Craigslist man-seeking woman ads, undersized clothes, alleged starvation diets, wild claims that flooded her dormant accounts every time she resurfaced. Comment sections split into two camps. Was he the rescuer shutting down abuse, or another adult fighting for control of the golden goose? Either way, the bickering forced Tay offline. Sponsors ghosted, CPS inquiries piled up, and the girl who once shouted, "I got 4 more houses," suddenly had nowhere to post. For most of 2019 to 2022, her feed was a ghost town until a single single Instagram obituary in August 2023 yanked the spotlight back with one jarring line. Lil Tay and her brother have passed away. August 9th, 2023, 3:34 p.m. Pacific, an obituary appears on Lil Tay's dormant Instagram, solemn black and white text announcing that both she and her older brother Jason have passed away. Within minutes, TMZ, the New York Post, even evening newscasts are running breathless crawls. Viral child star dead at 14. 24 hours later, Meta tells reporters the account was hacked, and Tay herself phones in a statement, "I'm not dead, I'm heartbroken." The internet swings from grief to whiplash. Comment sections fill with theories. A sick prank, a publicity grab, or another chapter in the family's custody war. Screenshots start circulating of Jason boasting in group chats that the stunt reset the brand and would make their comeback 10 times bigger. Skeptics point out how neatly the hoax erases a year of bad press. No more abuse accusations, no more sponsorship blacklists, just a clean headline and a sympathy wave big enough to surf back into relevance. But the stunt leaves collateral damage. Former fans feel played, mainstream outlets issue red-faced corrections, and every future claim from Tay's camp now comes stamped with a question mark. Still, as the views rack up, one hard truth surfaces. For a child who learned that outrage equals income, even faking your own death can look like fair game, and that twisted incentive would only get darker when surgery scars and open-heart rumors hit the feed the very next year. Lil Tay's next re-entry came dressed in a hospital gown. On September 12th, 2024, her dormant Instagram lit up with a shaky heart monitor video and a caption that read, "Tay has been diagnosed with a life-threatening heart tumor." 48 hours later, another post showed her unconscious in an ICU bed, tubes everywhere, the account declaring that open heart surgery had just saved her life. Sympathy poured in, but skepticism poured harder. No doctors, no hospital tag, no press release from the family's lawyer. Comment detectives pointed out that the clip showing a beating heart looked ripped straight from a stock footage site. Still, mainstream outlets ran the headline first and the fact check second, giving Tay exactly what every comeback needs: viral attention without the baggage of a death hoax. By September 14th, the triumphant update arrived. Surgery, a great success. Recovery, miraculous. Thank yous to the medical team and, conveniently, silence about who paid the bill. Whether the scalpel story was authentic or another theater prop, it worked. Followers returned, engagement spiked, and the stage was set for the final act she'd been teasing for months, a countdown to her 18th birthday and the most lucrative pivot yet. By spring 2025, Lil Tay's feeds had morphed into a digital stopwatch. Instagram stories flashed 120 days, then 30, daring followers to guess what would happen the moment she hit legal adulthood. A fan-run Reddit thread even screen recorded her brother operating the timer like a stage manager, proof the show was scripted down to the second. Next came the polls. One TikTok live and half a dozen tweets all asked the same loaded question: should I drop the link on my 18th birthday? Nearly 2/3 of voters begged her not to, while her comments filled with men bragging they'd set alarms for July 29th, 12:01 a.m. She cranked the tease higher by posting a censored snapshot of pop star Sabrina Carpenter's nude Rolling Stone cover, captioning, "Should I recreate this for OF?" The magazine image had gone viral for its Rapunzel-length hair and lace thigh highs. Tay's riff made the subtext blatant. She was marketing the minute she turns legal fantasy. Ethicists called the countdown grooming in plain sight, but outrage only juiced her reach. Twitter's algorithm shoved each tease into millions of timelines, and every deletion looked like proof she was pushing boundaries, not bluffing. The line between hype and harm thinned until, on July 28th, she issued one last promise: freshly 18. Link goes live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nobody's stopping me. So, midnight would flip the legal switch, but it wouldn't change the moral math. The second that calendar page turned, the youngest flexer of the century was ready to cash out on the very audience that had watched her grow up. At 12:01 a.m. on July 29th, the exact minute the calendar certified her as an adult, Lil Tay posted a grainy selfie in a corn star in training tee and bragged that every clip was being filmed freshly 18. The tease escalated for 4 more days, countdown clocks, polls, and a promise that nobody, including my family, is going to stop me. Then, August 3rd, Link Live. 3 hours later, her revenue screenshot showed $511,003 in subscriptions and $486,558 in pay-per-view DMs. Tips added another $26,736, bringing the total to $1,024,298.09 before lunchtime, topping even Bod Bobby's notorious launch pace. Headlines from TMZ to E! News repeated the $1 million flex. Her own feed crowed youngest link of the century. Critics, meanwhile, called the stunt predatory clock watching, blasting the grown men who'd set alarms to pay the moment she turned legal. Tay doubled down, claimed agencies had waived $40 million deals, mocked the broke haters, and on livestream let her brother coach the hype. Proof many believe that the same puppet master still tugs the strings. 3 hours, $1 million, and a brand new chapter of controversy. The money flex landed, but so did a tidal wave of disgust. Headlines from the tab labeled her launch creepy, pointing out that thousands of men had literally watched the clock so they could pay the minute she became legal, while people chronicled the $1 million boast with a side-eye emoji. Child protection advocates didn't mince words. grooming in plain sight. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children noted that 2024 cyber tipline reports had already spiked over content involving legal but barely teens, and now the internet's most notorious kid star had drawn a roadmap for others. Meanwhile, regulators were circling. 4 months earlier, the UK's Ofcom had slapped OnlyFans with a $1.4 million fine for shaky age check disclosures, proof the platform's guardrails still wobble. Commentators reached for cautionary tales. Ex-adult performer Mia Khalifa, who spent only 3 months in the industry but says it shadowed her life for a decade, resurfaced in viral clips warning, "You don't get your normal back." Her words ricocheted through Tay's mentions as fans begged the team to reconsider. And then there was the Puppet Master theory. A YouTube breakdown and a fresh news report showed brother Jason on a live stream, agitated yet oddly directive. It's all promo. The link is dropping. Viewers couldn't decide if he was frantic to save her or choreographing the controversy for extra clicks. Either way, the optics screamed deja vu. The same voice that once yelled, "Be more ignorant" at a 9-year-old now looming off camera while she monetizes adulthood. So the backlash splintered into 2 core questions. Who really profits when a former child influencer sells her first minutes of legality? And what does it say about a culture eager to buy? When the smoke from the death hoax finally cleared, a Vancouver judge handed Tay's mother, Angela Tion, full decision-making power over her daughter's career. And a court memo confirmed she was now the person entitled to sign contracts. Dad, attorney Christopher Hope, walked away with visitation but no veto. The ruling even ordered him to repay $275,000 Canadian dollars in legal costs. Christopher publicly insisted the judgment left Tay wide open to exploitation. Yet by 2025, he'd gone radio silent while reporters noted an estranged relationship. In every new profile, the tight inner circle features mom and, crucially, big brother Jason Tian, not dad. Jason's fingerprints are everywhere. A TikTok live captured and reposted by India Times shows him barging onto Tay's stream, half pleading, half ordering. It's all promo. The link is dropping. Viewers couldn't decide if he was a panicked sibling or the same puppet master who once yelled, "Be more ignorant" at a 9-year-old. Either way, the scene proved the family dynamic still runs through his phone's front camera. Tay, meanwhile, brandishes a new boast. Agencies dangled $30 to $40 million to control her launch, but she didn't need their petty money because I am the bag. The outlandish figure popped up in multiple lives and gossip write-ups, but no company has stepped forward to confirm it, making the claim sound more like hype than hard offer. Strip away the showmanship and one through line remains. Every viral twist still funnels cash and clout back to the same household that choreographed those Lamborghini flexes in 2018. Mom holds the contracts, Jason drives the narratives, and Tay, now legally an adult, is both the face and the product. Whether that counts as independence or an upgraded leash depends on which set of receipts you believe. So as viewers argue over morals and million-dollar screenshots, the deeper question lingers. Did Lil Tay finally seize her own story, or is she still reading lines from someone else's script? Only now the stakes are irreversible. 7 years ago, we laughed or cringed as a 9-year-old screamed that her toilet cost more than our rent. Today, that same voice has weaponized adulthood, flipping a midnight switch and pulling in 7 figures before sunrise. Along the way, we watched a custody tug-of-war, a fake obituary, a hospital bed cliffhanger, and a countdown clock that groomed an audience to hit subscribe the moment the law allowed. So what did we just witness? An empowered young woman taking back her narrative, or the latest chapter in a long-running puppet show where every controversy converts to cash? The receipts point both ways. A mother who signs the contracts, a brother who still seems to direct the drama, and an online culture ready to pay for whatever comes next, no matter how close it skates to the moral edge. Maybe the most disturbing twist isn't Lil Tay's million-dollar link at all, but the army of adults who set alarms, refreshed feeds, and proved once again that outrage is the most reliable currency on the internet. If the youngest flexer of the century ends up selling the one thing money can't buy back, her own privacy, what chance do the next generation of ring light kids have? Drop your take below. Is this calculated empowerment or exploitation with a new price tag? And stick around, because the way social platforms keep rewarding shock value fame means there's always another story waiting in the wings.